date ever. This is your weekly Thursday stream. I'm happy to be here and I'm waiting for you to get online, you cheeky little monkeys. Hi, welcome to the stream. It's a Thursday. If you're watching this stream, you're obviously watching it live on my Instagram at 8 p.m. on a Thursday, or you're watching it on catch up on my YouTube. Either way, thank you very much. Please go and hit subscribe on my YouTube. Hello, we are Mega Drive. Michael B, how are you? Magenta Mayhem, yes mate. How are you? Where are the people on YouTube? Have they come through yet? Who knows? Who knows? As I mentioned just now, you are watching this live on Instagram. It's 8 p.m. It's a Thursday, baby girl. Or you're watching it on catch up on YouTube. Either way, hit follow, hit subscribe. Hey, Mikey. Hey, Jessica. Tell me what you're doing in the comments. Just today, I want to let you know, look, when all this madness has finished, and we've all gone back to normal, I'd like to come and do a live show in your town or city. So could you go over to eleanorconway.com and sign up to the mailing list? Because it doesn't matter if you follow me on Facebook and all the other things. They want me to pay them to contact you. And I don't think that that is a good thing to do. Oh, brilliant. What are you doing, Michael? Where are you? What's going on? Let us know in the comments. Hey, Jessica, you the same. Let me know what you're doing. Where are you? What are you doing? Tell me in the comments. Coming up in today's episode of Worst Date Ever, it's the sexiest clown you're ever going to meet. She is the long-limbed Elf Lyons. She's going to be on the show later telling us about her worst date ever, amongst other things. Magenta Mayhem's in Glasgow. Las Vegas. I love Glasgow. I absolutely love Glasgow. Ollie's here on the gram. I love it. That's awesome. Hang on, let me just check that the YouTube is working. Yeah, it's working. Brilliant. All right, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, please do drop me a line in the comments. Say hello. Magenta on Instagram, she says she's getting drunk, she's single, and she's been dumped. That is horrific. Why did they dump you, Magenta? What did you do? Was it their fault? Was it your fault? Right now, what are you drinking? How drunk are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Can you please update us, Magenta, during the course of the stream and let us know how much drunk you are out of 10. What drunk are you right now? Are you a 2 out of 10? Have you just had a glass of Prosecco? Or are you about a 5 out of 10? Big up your bad self, Romad, on YouTube. He's the first one to say hello on today's show. All right, Tessa. Tui. Okay, what have I been doing this week? Well, I've been a bit quiet on the old gram and on the old socials at the moment because I've made a big decision. I'm in the middle of a big decision. There's a big change coming on. No, not the menopause. I'm moving to Manchester, though. They're sort of similar, although less dry, I'm pretty sure. Haven't caught you live for a while. Looking forward to it. Big love. Big up your bad self, JW. Head and Shoulders. Hello, gorgeous lady. Woo! Magenta is properly, it's not even 8:05 UK time. Magenta on Instagram, she's a 9. She's a 9 out of 10 drunk, internet. That is the level. She's gin and wine. That is rank. Rank. My mum once got really, really drunk with her neighbour on gin and they just didn't stop crying. It was a very painful entry into womanhood, I think, seeing your mum drink drunk on gin. It's a terrible thing. Magenta, just keep letting us know that you are alive during the course, and drop us, just let us know that you made it through to the end of the stream at the end of the stream, because I feel like you might pass out. I don't want you to throw up on your own puke. Yes, so I haven't really been very active or busy. I'm moving to Manchester. It's a big thing. I'm going to be starting a new podcast. So Patreons, keep an eye out for that exclusive podcast that's going to be hitting sometime soon. Talking of Patreons, I want to say a big thank you to my top tier Patreons this month: Peter M, Robbie D, Stephen P. But the big kingpin Patreons, I've got to say thank you to Mikey B. There he is. He's on the flipping Instagram. And Mikey W, who's probably on the YouTube. Big up. You are continuing to support me weekly on these streams. And believe me, You are paying for my Sainsbury's shop. Not even one joke, not even half a joke, not even a miniature of a joke. It's just not even a crumb of a joke, just an actual fact. So please, thank you so much. And if you want to be a saviour of the stream, is a new term that I coined. Could you go on over and drop me a few bloody quid to paypal.me/Eleanor Conway. Or if you want to be more of a long-standing contributor, then feel free to go onto my paypal.me. I've forgotten it. paypal.me/Eleanor Conway is just to chuck us some money, but to like get subscription, it's patreon.com/Eleanor Conway. Like, if you donate or subscribe, I'll chuck you the exclusive stuff once I get my arse into gear and start making it. It's kind of the reason I'm moving to Manchester. I'm gonna build a fucking studio. Very excited about that. Right, that's it. That's all I've got. Are we on board? We got people on the gram. We got people on the YouTube. We got people on the Facebook. Right, let's get on with it. Have I found myself a cafetiere yet? Says Jay on Facebook. Thank you so much. Yes, I have bought a cafetiere. It took me 3 times to buy the cafetiere because every time I realised I didn't have enough money on my Monzo. But I have bought one because I broke it. And what I was doing, I kept forgetting that I'd broken the coffee cafetiere, and what I was doing, I was just getting like the coffee. It was so sad, getting the coffee granules and then putting it in a big cup and then letting it dissolve in that, and then sort of using some kitchen towel as a filter. It was the saddest existence that a 42-year-old woman living in central London should have to go through. It was disgusting. I put the money up and bought myself a new cafetiere, so all is good in the world. Annie's here on YouTube. The people here are on YouTube. Magenta is going to keep putting stuff in the comments just to let us know that she hasn't choked on her own vomit, because she's a solid 9 out of 10 drunk. Okay, right, let's do it. Right, without further ado, let's get her on the stream. She's an Edinburgh Festival Best Show nominee when we had an Edinburgh Festival. She's been the cover star of The Observer, the Sunday Times Culture magazine, and she's going to be appearing on ITV's stand-up sketch show, It's the Sexiest Clown I Know. It's Elf Lyons. Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, brilliant. Can everybody hear? It's good. Right, we're here. We're doing it. It's happening.
Am I on this? Am I done?
Yeah, mate. You're here. It's all right. Honestly, it's the most complicated Instagram live stream I am in the history of the world. How are we?
I'm good. I was currently like manically messaging my dad because we're trying to time when we're going to have Domino's pizza, which, just to give you an idea of how exciting my life is in lockdown. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, done that and bought myself a suit.
What sort of suit? What, like a bloke suit? You wear like masculine clothes in that. I couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, well, I've got like an old male character, like a drag character, which is a man made out of wood. And the suit that I used to wear belonged to an ex-boyfriend. And then there was this really awkward thing where I was still doing drag as that character in my ex's suit. And he had to very politely say, I
some boundaries in.
Yeah, I do need the suit back. And it felt like a complete... I think that was the worst part about that breakup, was having to give that suit back. And I finally thought, I am ready for it. So I went into Next today and I've spent more money than I could afford, because they don't do a student discount, it turns out, and have now myself a beautiful suit, like a proper wedding style suit that I can now wear for my drag character.
Student discount. Did I see on the old socials that you've gone back to school?
Yeah, I went back to university to do a PGCE, because I can then clown in the evenings and inspire young minds in the daytime. Yeah, to encourage them to stay in school.
So every month in lockdown, or every day a week in lockdown, I've been getting reminders of what I should have been doing. And this week I should have been doing my show, You May Recognise Me from Tinder, at Los Angeles, like at Hollywood's Comedy Store this week. Obviously, I'm not. What were you supposed to be doing this week, Elf?
I think
or this month.
What was I meant to be doing this month? I've just accepted that when I look at my equity diary, it's like a Twilight Zone parallel universe of success and potential and opportunity. And now my diary is, you're travelling to Croydon next week to go to school, which is a very different life to what I had imagined. I think I think I was on tour, or no, you know what I was doing? I was going to be doing my immersive horror show, Gorgon, at the Omnibus Theatre this week, which was the big show I did before lockdown. So loads of fake blood and taxidermied animals and all this stuff is now no longer useful. So I've just got loads of old dead sort of things in my house.
You've just got a career that's dead. No, I'm not really talking about you. I'm talking about me there. We've all got careers. All of us. We've all got dead careers. Great. So what is? Oh, I've written some questions because last week I sort of realised that I'm not professional enough. So I thought I'll do some questions. So I've got some questions.
You are professional. What is professional?
I don't know.
They always say all the big TED Talks are like, take risks, live in the moment. And they always do, they like reshuffle their papers and then they throw their papers away and they're like, fuck strategy, live in the moment, be your truth, power pose.
What's a power pose, mate?
Power pose is when you do that, isn't it? When you're meant to power. That was the big TED Talk, wasn't it? You've got a power pose.
Right.
And then you can be successful at whatever you do. So sometimes when I get flustered, I just stand like this for a really long time. And then you're meant to feel really professional.
I've got paper.
Okay, I think that's better because my arms are tired.
Thank you. So because you were on my recovery podcast, Rock Bottom, which is also available on YouTube. Everyone, very dark, very sort of like inspiring and beautiful. Did I ask you the question? Because I think you're quite hot. Like, you're hot. Not like quite hot. Not like a little bit hot. But for a comedian, you're hot. You're long-limbed and sexy. Do you know you're hot?
I suppose I know objectively when people compliment me, it would be ridiculous to assume, I need to I'm going to use Jamie Oliver's cookbook as a bouncer. I mean, I don't feel hot, I don't feel attractive, but I feel very happy. Like every morning I kiss my body parts and I say, well done.
What?
And I go, well done. And I look at my bosoms and I go, well done. We did a good job today. And so I have to be quite nice to my body fluctuates in lots of different ways, as does everyone's. But I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? When, you can be told so many wonderful things, but if you're not feeling happy, you will just ignore it, won't you? Or if you are enjoying something and people reach out and say that thing is not good for you, you will just disregard it. So sometimes I look in the mirror and I go, who is this angel? And that's usually when I'm wearing like a parrot costume or I'm dressed up to do something ridiculous. It's usually when I'm dressed in a way that means that is totally me. So like when I was doing Gorgon, I was dressed in the dead body parts of my dead mother in the play. Yeah. And I was dressed in like fake skin, like an Ed Gein piece. I felt so sexy because that was who I am. But then you can be dressed up in a really beautiful way and feel absolutely grotesque.
Your version and my version of sexy are very, very different. I feel sexy when I've got high heels on and a dress and my belly's flat and I can do a side profile and I go, my ass looks great today. That's when I feel hot.
But you look so beautifully hot now.
I don't feel very hot. My hair's really greasy and it's a bit long. I don't actually feel... It
works really well on the camera. You've got to think grease adds a beautiful sleekness to the camera. Like I'm just washed. And I think in hindsight, I should have decided not to wash and actually just focused on putting on a lot of makeup and maybe wearing a bra. But instead, I went for just cleanliness, which doesn't really convey well on Instagram Live. Because you can't smell me and I smell clean.
But that's not actually good though, is it? Clean's just sort of clean. It's not like sexy. Is it sexy?
No, I think cleanliness is really sexy. But you're talking to someone who's got obsessive compulsive disorder. So I used to have six showers a day.
That is mental.
So I was like, for me, I get really stressed if someone's smelling, or if someone comes in after being in the city all day and they're like, oh, I don't need to shower. I think you need honestly, COVID with the anti-bac, I was anti-backing before everyone else was anti-backing. Like that stuff is like lubricant for me. I love that stuff. I just put I just love getting rid of germs. So I've found this really calming.
Have you? How do you deal with people like so? I get very self-conscious about my body, like if I'm like intimate with someone, and also I've had some horrific. I've had some horrible experiences with men in like close proximity. Like if you're presented with some, like, how do you tell someone they stink? Just so that
I don't think I'm particularly normal in that regard, because I'm also quite weird, because I really like armpits and I really like smelling people, and I've got quite an amazing sense of smell. So you can tell I'd be really good in horror, can't you? Like I
love the way you've just sort of gone all sort of like. Hang on, Mike. I've got another question for you. Hang on.
I wonder how much I'm terrifying everybody on your Instagram feed. I just wanted to check.
No, honestly, half of them on YouTube, they just have a chat with themselves. They don't even pay any attention to the stream.
That's the different thing about online, isn't it? Because online, in live, you would never accept three guys just chatting to each other and like drawing pictures to each other. But on Twitch, it's totally natural for Darth Vader 74 to chat to Coffee Lover 99 and just send each other gifts the whole way through your set. You're like, what is going on?
So weird. Are you dating at the moment? What's the vibe?
So I'm in a relation now, and it's very professional because I've said relation. And and now we live in my parents' garage.
How's that work?
There's the garage and we're in it. So as you can see, this is the wall, and there's just some old toot there. So it's quite a big, spacious garage. Where do you sleep? We sleep up
on the
there.
Ceiling, yeah.
On the ceiling. So we just cover ourselves in sticky tape and we just gaffer ourselves up there. Now we sleep there. So we've been doing this now for it's the first time I've ever properly lived with someone as well. Like,
so you're the kind of person that because I've been single properly. I haven't dated anyone for over a month since 2007. So I notice this, like you change it, like you see people in relationships and out of relationships, and you're someone that's all like, I'm always like, oh, she's in another relationship.
Yeah, a lot of people make that joke.
Do they?
We played a COVID family quiz at the beginning of lockdown, and we each had to bring around about the family, all the family members. Yeah. And one of the questions my brother brought forward was, how many boyfriends has Emily Ann had?
That's you.
And I got it wrong, and everyone had a different number, and it was quite a humiliating experience to then argue with my family members what constitutes a real relationship and how long is long enough to be included within a pub quiz. So that was quite a game changer.
What does constitute a sort of exclusive or relationship? Exclusive or relationship?
Well, I would include, I don't know, I think if you've travelled on a bus to go see them, or like you've gone for a long enough distance, like you've had to pay it, if you've had to book in advance for a travel ticket, I think that sort of means that you're probably in a relationship. If it's not just, oh, I'll come up and see you on the day. If I've actually thought 2 weeks in advance, I'll book the 9 a.m. cheap train to Glasgow, West Coast line, to see you. For me, that's a sign that, you know,
it's serious.
It's just serious. But then also, I've, according to my mum, been in like 15 relationships since I was about 20. So I might not be the best person to ask.
Yeah, but you're only 29. Isn't that just like 6-month relationships every 2 6 months?
Yeah, well, I just think it's nice to have friends, and I just like people. But no, but also I think I'm a big, I don't know, I'm still working it out. I went through a period of time where I went on like 100 Tinder dates in a month when I was like in 2014. I think it was just after I'd done my master's.
Right.
I went absolutely crazy when it came to going on. I just got a smartphone and I got Tinder, and I was like a bat out of hell.
Well, look, I mean, I've made that. I think part of the. I don't know if you saw the intro, but I'm moving to Manchester. And
I saw that. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm moving to a place that isn't just one room. And for less money, and I can't wait. I really can't wait, because I think part of the reason that I decided to move to Manchester is that the last 2 months of lockdown, I just smashed Tinder, and I just got that junkie sort of addict vibe, and I just sort of, and I just was just in it, like I was just matching hours and hours and hours in each day, and after 2 months I'd only been on 3 dates, and it was just not really worth it. What was my point? Don't remember.
Doesn't need to be a point, because you're a fucking professional.
I've got paper.
You got paper, and I've got a wheelie chair.
I've got a Swizzly one as well.
They're really great, these Swizzly chairs.
They are really good.
My boyfriend is very kind because he's insisted that I don't I don't look after my back enough.
Right.
So he moved this down so I could sit at a desk and be professional and not do crazy damage to my spine.
You are very, very professional. Where do you meet all these people, by the way? Where do you meet? Are you on apps? Seriously?
No, I think also I had a bad track record of sort of mainly dating comedians and people in the creative arts. Yeah. And then I dated some people that I met via Airbnb, as in the hosts. That was a period of my life.
Yeah.
Then there was a period of like my friend, like friends' dads. That was a period, or like a really like the really nice young uncle of a friend.
Yeah.
That was that period. Then there was the period when I just got really close to a lot of vets I met because of my guinea pigs. I like to pick a career or like a profession and really specialize in dating people from that profession for a bit. And then I source all the knowledge I need, and then I jump somewhere else.
Yeah. I know. Do you know what? I can. Is it your vagina that just sort of like, is that, just sort of sucks the information from that person?
Yeah, she's like a Doctor Who monster, like some sort of succubus creature just sort of launches out of me. That's exactly the sort of gesture that I make. I'm sort of like the friendly, I'm like the original concept of alien. Or Species. Did you ever watch Species?
Is that the one with the what's her name, with the black hair? But I never really liked her. What's that actress that I don't like?
That's really narrowed it down for me. Michelle Williams, a young Michelle Williams was in it, and I remember my nanny Squeak made me watch this when I was very little.
Right.
But it's about a really attractive blonde lady, and she's an alien, and she just has sex with loads of men and kills them.
I've seen that.
And at a very young age, that resonated with me. And I really thought that's the type of career I want to go into.
What I love about your penchant for dating, for fucking Airbnb hosts, is that I also relate to that. And what I love about that is that it's almost like you're paying them for sex, which makes it hotter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're paying for them for the room, and you're,
I just, you know what it is? My partner's made a joke, or lots of people have made this joke with me, is that I don't get turned on or attracted by looks or your sort of age or background. I get really attracted by someone who's good at something. So if you have got a skill, I'm just hooked. So detectives and ITV2 crime dramas, I am enthralled. And we were watching Jaws, and I realised my dream man is Richard Dreyfuss's character in Jaws, because he just knows so much about sharks. He's so on it, and he just comes in and sorts it out. And for me,
he's an actor, though, Elf, though, right? He's an actor.
And then that's like a double thing of sexiness, because you're like, it's an actor who's really good at acting
about sharks.
About sharks. What is going on? Which is, yeah.
Right, I've got some Cosmopolitan. Do you remember Cosmo Mag back in the day?
Of course I do.
Yeah. So I thought I'd do something feature led in this stream. Right. So I'm gonna hang on. So they're a bit American.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna choose. You can choose which one of these. Do you want to do the Are you good girl hot or bad girl hot, or are you enough of a bad girl? Which quiz do you want to do? If you've got an opinion,
look, I really want to find out if I'm good girl hot or bad girl hot.
Right, are you
because
good girl
this has been something that's really been worrying me for a long time.
Has it?
And I need to know about these things before I start working at a school.
Yes.
I am joking. I'm incredibly.
Hang on. Do the schools have to do a little check, make sure you're not a weirdo? And
obviously, I'm fully DBS checked, and obviously, I do work with children and I teach all the time.
Right.
So, and I do kids telly. So I feel like there's enough evidence to say, you know what, I know how to talk to children. I know also how to separate my private life from my professional. Like, this is different because
Mate, this is not a flipping interview, but I appreciate it.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, because we're comedians, part of our comedy is our personal, it's our persona. So it's not like this is something to do with entertainment and our industry, you know what I mean? As opposed to, I'm not going to just turn up in front of loads of kids and be like, so kids, I just want to tell you about mama's relationships. I've been around. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb? I'm a super host. Whatever, you know what I mean?
That's what I've heard. Okay, right. So people at home, I've got the quiz, and then I've got the answers, which I've just ripped off, just so I can have easy access and tot up. Elves, feel free to also answer in the comments if you would like. Okay, so Cosmopolitan quiz: are you good girl hot or bad girl hot? Oh, hang on. 2 secs. I've printed it out, but I've not got enough black ink. So hang on, let me just bring up the original thing on my thing. Hang on, 2 secs. No, are you enough a bad girl? No, not that one. Is it the red one? No, not that one. Hang on, 2 secs. It's going to be much more interesting once I do it.
That's fine. I was just enjoying myself with the chat on YouTube and just wondering how okay these people are. I just don't know what BFD bandit stands for, because anyone who calls themselves a bandit, you're like, are you a bandit though?
Do you know what? I'm hang on. I'm trying to talk while I look for the thing. Oh, I can't find the fucking thing. Right, doesn't matter. I wanted this to be a better part, a better thing.
I'm loving it. I'm having a nice time.
Yeah, me too. I'm just stressed out.
It's just nice to chat to you again.
Oh, thanks. Oh, hang on. Cosmo quiz, August 2009. I found it.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, right. Okay. Question 1. You spot a cute guy, it's a bit American, across the room at a party, and the pleasure centre of your brain instantly lights up. Do you A, stay put? Do you A, stay put until he finally chats with a mutual friend and then make your move? B, accidentally brush up against him, smile and introduce yourself? Or C, just stroll right over and whisper, need another drink, while he's still full?
While he's still full, is that what it ends with?
I think it means like while his glass is still full. So like,
oh, right, okay, not like while he's eating chicken wings and he's just trying to enjoy an evening on his own.
Yeah, no, I think it's sort of saying like, are you just gonna hang back, or are you gonna be sort of titillative, or are you just gonna rush over and be like, yo?
I would. 1 second, David. Can you call my dad about the pizzas because he's confused? Love you. Okay.
Is that your boyfriend?
Yeah, I asked him to order the pizzas. And
hang on, you said love you. Does that mean you love him?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm such a good girl.
Oh my god, is this the first time that you've said you loved him? And we caught it
on a YouTube stream.
Oh my god. Right, so you spot a cute guy across the room at a party and your pleasure centre of your brain instantly lights up. Do you A, stay put until he finally chats with his mutual friend, then make your move? B, accidentally brush up against him, smile and introduce yourself? Or C, stroll right over and whisper, need another drink, while he's still full?
I would stroll over, but I'd be like, I'd just like come up, sort of, have you watched The Grudge? Like, no. I'd sort of just do it like, need another drink?
Okay, so number 3. I mean, that does sound quite intense, mate, though. I'm not going to lie. So number 3...
That's bad. That's what a bad girl does.
That a bad girl does do that. I think they mean like sexy bad girl, not like I'm going to kill you in your bed bad girl. But look, it's still bad. Oh, these earphones keep falling out. Right, so you've got 2 points.
Okay, 2 points.
2 points. Okay, question 2. After spending the evening deep in conversation with a new dude, you usually end up fucking him, leaning in first to give him a quick goodnight peck on the cheek. B, pulling him into the bathroom for a steamy makeout session. Or C, waiting for him to kiss you, then sending him a flirty text after you part ways.
maybe go for A, but I'd probably just like, normally I end at first dates by like punching them hard on the shoulder and being like, believe in yourself, man, and then just sort of keeping it quite cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Or I like just seeing what they're like with contact improv, stage like a bit of an improv fight. So I'll be like, stay cool, man. Oh no, a zombie, and then just see how they react.
Oh, so you are less overtly sexual. You're more like play fighting, and it's sort of like a bit of a dance vibe.
Yes.
Or you smash him, or you smash him in the fucking, or you hit him.
I just like them to know how strong I am at the beginning.
But
so that's why I punch them.
Yeah.
And then I do an improv, and then I dance back into my house.
Just backwards.
Just backwards like that. Yeah.
So they're like, she doesn't know where she's going. I like it. Okay, so that's number 1 we're going to go with. That is 1 point. Okay, 1 point. Question 3. Most of the guys you've dated, or girls, would probably best describe you as A, the closest they'll ever come to Angelina Jolie in her bi-curious knife play phase. B, the craziest girl they've ever been with in a bed, whom they could still bring home to meet their parents. I don't think that was the correct use of the word whom. Or C, the kind of woman they try to remain friends without benefits after the breakup. I think I know the answer to this one.
What if it's D, like they make a voodoo doll of you because they hate you so much and think you've ruined their lives? No, I'm joking. That's never happened. No, I don't know. I think just a cool, groovy girl who knows how to stage fight. That's probably how. Who's writing these questions? What 3 very specific women as well? Like 3. Like there's no D, a woman who I don't see again, and I respect her privacy.
Okay, so it's C, the kind of women they try to remain friends without benefits with after the breakup.
Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah.
You need to be invested in this, Elf. Just
okay,
act
fine.
it.
Fine.
Act
Let's
it.
look, fuck it. A. It's A.
Is it?
I didn't want to say anything.
What the closest?
I'm not sure if it's evident from all of this, but I am evidently the British
Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Look at this beautiful, beautiful visage.
You are beautiful, but you ain't got black hair. Okay, number 4. No, you are beautiful.
I love how I checked that I didn't have black hair, even though I know I don't have black hair.
Maybe you'd find a child under there or something. 4. Your most recent relationship ended, and now you're in dire need of action.
Yeah. What am I going to do? I've got so many knives. I'm so bi-curious. How am I going to cope?
You prepare for a night out by A, bronzing and waxing, and displaying it all in a low-cut top and teeny mini-skirt.
I thought you were going to say display it, as in like put it in like a little box or your hair, in which case I would totally do that.
Slipping on jeans. B, slipping on jeans, a tee and a waist-clinching belt for a touch of sexy. Or
why would you put a waist-clinching belt on over a t-shirt if you're wearing jeans?
Because this is from 2009. And do you remember that period where people used to wear stuff and put a tight belt underneath the boob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, okay.
Yeah.
Gokwan has a lot to answer for that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's sort of like that sort of Paris Hilton phase. I made that up.
Okay.
Or
cool.
C, putting on a dress that's comfy and hot with a... What? Oh, with alluring lingerie. With alluring lingerie.
Alluring lingerie.
Yeah. Underneath, just in case.
Wearing underwear just in case. Just in case you get hit by a bus.
No, alluring, like sexy, like...
I was swayed by the comfy dress because I've got loads of really nice dresses that are very comfy.
Yes.
I liked the jeans and the t-shirt. I was upset by the belt because as a 6-foot woman, it's hard enough as it is trying to find jeans that fit for my height and then having to then put another belt on top of another belt because it's just too many belts.
It's a lot.
Let's go for C.
Putting on a dress
and also everyone has their own ideas of what alluring is, because for me alluring is practical And practical are my period pants, which are those ones that absorb all your blood, so you don't have to wear tampons, so you don't hurt the earth. So I would say comfy dress with really beautiful, alluring, eco-friendly bamboo period pants.
Okay. Period pants. I see. I'm tempted, but I just think I've probably only got a couple of years left of periods. I'll just ride it out.
I do not believe that for a second.
Oh yeah, I'm very old. Right, you've got 1 point on that one. And then the last question: when it comes to picking up guys or girls, who is your celebrity role model?
Cannot wait for this.
Anne Hathaway. She's sexy in a sophisticated, smart chick way.
Okay, cool.
B. Katy Perry. No one is better at walking the cute, sultry line so effortlessly. C. Kim Kardashian. She doesn't hold back from working her assets.
I mean, it's always been said me and Kim have got very similar moral attitudes and moral values.
Yeah.
I'm obviously, like everyone, incredibly familiar with Anne Hathaway's personal life, so it's very easy to make a judgment there. Probably, I'm going to say Katy Perry.
I saw you as a Katy Perry.
Yeah, I think so. I remember following her on MySpace years back before she released I Kissed a Girl and You Like It, because she originally released a song called You're So Gay and You Don't Even Like Boys. And there was a lot of people attacking her for being homophobic, which then led on to her releasing I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It.
A little bit of pop trivia.
Yeah, I remember that back in my NME days, 2007, 2008.
Do you want to know your results of the Are You Good Girl Hot or Bad Girl Hot quiz?
Oh, I think evidently by my knowledge about Katy Perry, I'm super bad.
Well, mate, you scored 7. And 7 is at the bottom end of so bad you make the Rock of Love girls look good. I don't know what that means.
So bad I make rock and roll girls look good.
So bad you made the Rock of Love girls look good. Okay. All right, yeah, and then it just gives a bullshit thing. Right, well done. You are a bad girl. You're a bad girl.
Which one are you? Are you a bad girl or a good girl? Did you count it as well?
Mate, no, I did not. I think we're pretty similar like that. I think I'm probably bad.
I think you're bad, but in like a really practical way, because I can't imagine you taking any shit. Like, I imagine you being like really bad and rock and roll in a nightclub and then having really like organizingly pre-booked a taxi home. Like, you're so bad, you know exactly how long it's going to take to get to your front door. You are so bad that you get in the front door and you have like 3 pints of water and you take all your makeup off.
Oh yeah, I do now, but back in the day, absolutely not. I made a lot of mistakes.
Do you know something really disgusting?
Yeah,
so one of my friends works in medicine. Lots of people do work in medicine, quite a popular thing. And there was an old lady who apparently wore loads of makeup, even on the last days of her. Anyway, they did an autopsy. And when they peeled, because she was one of my friends was a medical student at the time, when they peeled back her forehead and took the skin off her face, there was just so much black detritus from all the mascara and eyeliner this woman had clearly worn over the years, which was like on the inner side of her skin.
Oh, fuck.
I know. I thought that was really cool. But it also means I always take my mascara off, because if I get autopsied, I don't want people to think that I was a scuzzy lady that did take all my makeup off.
I mean, it's too late then, mate. It's too late then. That just grossed me out a little bit, because now I feel like, oh God, have I taken
on the inside? You're
off?
just made out of eyeliner, like your 30% Rimmel waterproof mascara right now.
Like 60% Heather Shimmer, or like, do you know what I mean? Oh my God. Yeah. I'm really glad you did that test with me, and everybody. Can we just have a little check-in? How's Magenta doing? How fucked is she? Jay on Facebook is genuinely appalled by the mascara thing. Yeah. Right. Listen, Mrs.
Mm-hmm. I'm just sorry. I'm just reading the chat, because the chat, like you said, is so unrelated to what is going on. I feel like it's just Michael and BFT Bandit just talking about their feelings, but in like lots of sort of emojis, like secretly trying to convey to each other how much they're crying There's so much going on in this chat.
I know and then they get very upset when I don't do it live on YouTube. But then all they do is have a little chat. It's an odd one, but I'm happy that they're there, and I'm happy that the people on Instagram are there, and then for the people on Facebook, I'm happy that Jay's here. Do you know what I mean? I'm just happy, and I'm happy that you're here. It's just what it is.
I'm just happy to be here.
Right,
I'm just happy to be.
I'm just happy to be in the present. Elf, this stream is called Worst Day Ever. Would you do me and the people watching the very beautiful honour of sharing your worst day ever? Set the scene. Thank you.
Okay, now this was a few years back, and I had been chatting with this guy for ages who was very, very good at what he did and like incredibly like informed about poetry. He was a poet, and he was really into poetry and poetic structure and like iambic pentameter and all this sort of cool poetic stuff. And I was like, wow, he's a poet. How cool.
Where did you meet him?
We met at a festival, and we were just chatting over, the phone and whatever. And we eventually organised. It was in one of those very casual ways that you think it's a date or you're not sure it's like, hey, we should definitely go out for a drink sometime. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And he's like, when would be good for you? And I was thinking, oh, well, I don't know, whenever. And he was like, well, how about Friday at 8 p.m. in Soho? So I thought Friday 8 p.m. in Soho, just the two of us, that's pretty much a date, right? Like that is a date.
Yes.
So I was like, cool, I'll see you at 8 p.m. and where shall I meet you? And he was like, oh, we'll arrange somewhere nearer the time, but like around Soho area, forgetting obviously Soho's massive.
Yes.
So I get into London, I get into that area, 7:30. I'm like, I'll just walk around, be really chilled, just seeing where he is. He's probably on the tube.
It sits with your bohemian nature, innit? Just chill out. Do you know what I mean?
Just chill out. I'm not in a rush. I've got a book. I can sit in Bar Italia for a bit. We'll meet up. It'll be fun. But 8 p.m. because I had to get back home. And I messaged him about 5 to 8 going, hey man, where do you want to meet? And he's like, oh, sorry, just running a bit late, just stuck on this bus still anytime soon. I was like, okay, that's absolutely fine. I was like, and assuming in my head he's probably coming across Oxford Circus, in the traffic, and it'll be 5 minutes. Then it's like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm still in Bar Italia. It's getting quite busy. Should I stay here or should I meet you somewhere else? He's like, oh, sorry. We're still on this bus. We're just waiting for the bus driver to change over. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's a South London thing though, isn't it? That feels like a South London thing.
Yeah, I was like, whereabouts are you? And then he's like, oh, well, we've just gone past East Finchley. And I was thinking, I'm sorry, what? It's like East Finchley. And I was trying to play it very cool in that I didn't want to be too aggy because I don't know him super well. And you think, who knows, it could have just been a shocker of a day. And there's loads of people we know in Soho anyway. So it's not like there's not someone you can chat to. So you walk to like the Soho Theatre, I pop in, chatting to some friends. And I message going, hey man, where are you? He's like, I'm nearly there. Anyway, it gets to about 9 o'clock. I've chatted to some friends. He finally turns up. And this is at the point where I was thinking, if he doesn't arrive now, I am just going to go home because it's ridiculous. But then you're also thinking, he's so close, I might as well just wait. And he turns up. And it's a Friday night in Soho. So let's just remember that. And it's approximately about November, December at this point. So it's quite cold. And he's wearing army shorts. And sorry, I thought someone was just banging at the window. He was wearing army shorts, socks and Crocs. Now, I have nothing against Crocs, but I have an issue with wearing impractical clothes in winter. He was wearing like a big khaki jacket. I can't quite remember the jacket, but he was wearing a Robbie Williams live tour t-shirt from like a Robbie Williams tour from like the 90s, which he'd been to, it turns out, and he was a massive Robbie Williams fan. He was like, sorry, I was late. Anyway.
How old was this guy?
Dad, we'll be up in a minute. I love you, we'll be up in a minute. Just standing outside the window holding Domino's pizzas because they've just arrived.
Okay, right, we're going to be quick.
No, so he turned, so we were like, let's find a place to go. And I was like, well, where do you suggest? And he was like, oh, I don't really know the area. And so I thought, oh, okay.
Hang on. How old is he? Sorry, what age is he?
He was probably in his like 40s.
Okay. And you'd met him before. You'd physically
Like,
met him.
I'd physically met him before, and he'd been
Great.
like he'd been in normal clothes for the weather, like weather appropriate. I'm not saying there's a particular appropriate normal way to dress. You will dress how you like, but I mean, even a goth knows when to put a duffel coat on, because doesn't even a punk knows when the right time is to put a jumper on in Camden Market. So I thought, this is just weird. And I was like, oh, okay, you don't know Soho, I'll find somewhere. We went to a restaurant I found that wasn't fully booked. Went in there, we sit down, and first of all, never seen anyone drink so many cocktails so quickly within like the first 5 minutes. Like, the man was on it. And I was thinking, Jesus, like, I'm a big drinker, but this is insane.
Was he a full-time poet? Where was he getting all the money from? Did he have a day job? So he was a successful poet.
Successful poet.
Oh, that's even better.
So he's drinking. I've never seen a man eat an antipasti so quick. That antipasti was gone. And he wasn't one of those people that goes, oh, should we split it? As in, you just assume you order antipasti. You're sort of aware of how much bread he just took all the bread. And I was thinking, that is not on.
Hang on, is the antipasti... Is it the bread into the oil and to the brown...
bread into the oils and like the tiny cubes of cheese and then the olives. And he was just going in for the oil. And I was thinking that, like, I have problems sharing food as it is.
Oh, I don't do it.
Much.
No.
No. And then he was like, oh, should we share food? And I was like, absolutely not. Because I've seen the antipasti and this is too much. Then we ordered a starter and a main course. And by this point, he's about 7 cocktails in. Like, he's hammered. Then the gnocchi turns up. And honestly, the gnocchi was there was so much gnocchi. The gnocchi was going all over the table because he was just eating like... He was just, imagine this is a fork, like a knife fork. He's just literally like spewing it everywhere. And he's one of those people that would pick it and then gesticulate it with it, like just sort of thronging it about, telling me all about the divorce, telling me all about the difficulties with his family, telling me about the will. Everything's going on about the will, and someone should have been in the will and someone wasn't in the will. And I'm like, do I need to know their first names and their last names? I'm getting told everything.
Hang on, was he quite minted? He sounds quite minted.
I don't know.
He must have been. He's a posh poet, isn't he? He's rocked up.
Posh poet. And posh poet, because he could go and see Robbie Williams in the 90s, probably quite expensive. Those T-shirts aren't cheap. And I stood up to go to the toilet. And when I say toilet, I was just going to go to the toilet and ring a friend and say, can you help me get out of this? Like, if you're the friends who I knew who were still in Soho, could you walk past and perhaps, are you still out? Because then I can come see you. And then as I stood up, there were these like really fashionable sort of pot plants on different bits of shelving. And as I stood up, my head hit the shelving. I cut my head open. The pot plants all fall onto our table, smashing the cocktails, smashing everything. It's a complete hot mess. People are looking, and I'm like trying to laugh it off, being like, oh, how embarrassing. And then suddenly my eyesight just went red because all blood was just coming down like this. And there was blood all over my face. And he was looking horrified. And I was like, don't worry about it. We'll split the bill. Let's split the bill. And he was trying to help.
Go.
And he got blood all over his Robbie Williams, which was white. I will clarify that. And it's really complicated. And I was like saying to him, I remember, because I think I was quite drunk too at this point. I was like, look, actually the best way to get rid of blood is actually to spit on it, because your enzymes break down your own blood. So if you want me to spit on your top, it might help. I was like, it's genuinely quite... And I was like, I've learned this from my period pants. Like, just spit on your own blood, it will help. And anyway, so he was just like...
Hang on, do you spit on your period pants?
Like, we do loads of things in lockdown. And I'm bleeding, and anyway, I get out, I get myself, and I manage to get those towels, I get an Uber, and I go home, and the date just ends. And then I get a WhatsApp with a photo of a receipt for the dry cleaning bill for the Robbie Williams T-shirt. And I have never seen him since, and I never paid for the receipt. So I was thinking, I really don't think that if you'd like, it's just not appropriate.
I mean, it sounds like you dodged a bullet, mate. He sounds a nightmare. Did he come with you to the hospital?
No, I didn't need to go to the hospital, because it was literally like just it was like a proper little, because I've cut my head before because I'm quite clumsy, being such a bad girl. And their skin wound, so they bleed very quickly. But you've got a little bit of concussion, but you don't really need to go to the hospital for them. And my sister's a trainee doctor, so I can't remember. I think I must have rung her. But anyway, I went home, so dodged a bullet.
But mate, what an excellent way to get out of a date early. Like that is like, oh sorry, someone's just called me. But no, that is the ultimate excuse. Did you split the bill?
Yeah, I think we did. You know why? I don't know. I assume we did. I'm the type of person that I usually either like to pay or split the bill. I don't like being paid for.
Don't you? I do. I don't mind it. I love it.
Absolutely cannot stand it, mate. Cannot stand it. It really annoys me.
What do you hate about someone paying for you?
I don't know. Just something about it. I think it's because I went on a date when I was a teenager once, and the boy, we must be about 15. I think he'd learnt this from his dad, but he ordered on my behalf and then he paid. And there was something about that whole experience really made me think I don't want to ever be paid for.
Ever again.
Yeah, because I'm a bad girl. I've got knives and I'm bi-curious. Okay.
Elf, thank you so much for coming on the show. What are you doing? Where can people find you?
I'm doing Swan, my big show that I got nominated for back in 2017. I'm doing it for one last time because I want it to be recorded for Next Up. So it's being recorded for Next Up. So it's on in December for 3 nights at the Omnibus Theatre in Clapham. So if you just Google Elf Lyons on my website, then my ticket details will come up and you can come see it there.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elf, for being part of the stream. We're going to say goodbye to you now. Thank you. I'm going to work out how to do that. Thank you, Elf Lyons, everybody. Oh. Thank you. Oh, brilliant. Well, oh my God, love Elf. Go and buy tickets to her show. It was the hit of Edinburgh Fringe back in 2017. As she said, it won. It got nominated. Did it win the award? I can't remember what she said. I literally just blanked out. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that has watched the show tonight. Do you not think it's a bit more organised tonight? A little bit more slicker? I think so. Right. Thank you so much to all the people that have made this happen financially. Mainly my top tier patrons, Peter M, Robbie D, Stephen P, but mainly Mikey B and Mikey W who can contribute to the stream each week. Thank you so much. You're literally keeping me in coffee granules. Patreon people, go over to patreon.com/Eleanor Conway. I'm going to be dropping a new podcast based on my changing life. That sounded so dry. It didn't sound very entertaining, but I'm going to be creating a new podcast of my changing life. I think I'm going to call it Eleanor Conway's Moving On, and it's going to be less dick based. It's going to be a bit more like grown up. But I'm still going to be doing these dick streams. So you can do that. And then if you've enjoyed the stream, please, drop a little donation at paypal.me/Eleanor Conway. Big thank you to Elf Lyons once again. Go and watch her live if you're in London. It is an absolute treat. Yes, if you're watching this, Instagram or YouTube, go to YouTube and hit subscribe. You can come back and watch this live next Thursday at 8 p.m. on Instagram. And don't worry, it's going to be on the YouTube for catch up tomorrow when I put it up, Friday. All right, that's pretty much it. All that it serves me to do is to remind you to sign up to the mailing list on my website so that I can talk to you much easier, not very often though, and let you know and find out where you are so I can come and do live shows when all this fucked up shit stops happening. That's pretty much it. Big thank you to the regulars. Cheers, Mikey. Cheers, Annie, Bandit, Jay, all the people. Magenta, where are you? Are you wasted? Just can you drop us a comment in the comments just to let us know that you're not choking on your own puke at the moment? Oh my God, I hope she's all right. She's in Scotland. She's just been split up with who knows what's happening on that tip. All right, that's it. That's it from me. I'll see you next Thursday. All right, bye.